Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you how to discover the magic of Excel macros for beginners. And right now, I am currently inside my Excel worksheet. I have, I think, 5 sheets to work with here, and these are just samples data sheet that I created just for discussion purposes. Of course, you can copy them so you can tag along. Anyway, let's focus first to the question. Technically, what is macro? So macro is a setting inside Excel. It has been here for a very long time now. Think of it as your assistant. With one click of a button, it will format whatever you input on that macro. So without further ado, let's get started. So how to enable macro? You're gonna have 2 options here. On the very far lower left, you'll see this option that says no macros are currently running. If you right click on it, you'll see right there, macro recording. So as of now, it's not recording since I haven't started it just yet. The macro recording is basically the button that it's called. Second option to open it is gonna be by the developer, and there you have it, record macro. Now I know that you cannot see developer by default, it's just the basic sections right there. So to enable developer, just click the white part of your ribbon. Click on right click on customize ribbon, and look for this one right here that says customize, and look for developer. Once you have the developer there, click on OK, and it will automatically go up on your ribbon, and you'll see record macro right there, and there you have your macros. So let's have some fun here, okay? So since we already tackled how to enable or what is macro, let's start the example. So to record the macro, you can either click on that option right there, or this option on the lower left. I prefer the one at the top first. Click on it and let's name this one. I'm gonna name it format. So take note, a little tip for you guys. It is pretty important naming your macros. Because for example, you have hundreds of macros inside this worksheet, and all of them is named macro 1, macro 2. That is pretty stressful. Also, you can put a shortcut key. So if you don't have anything to click, you don't have a button, you don't have to open the record macro anymore, just with the control key, you're good to go. But for now, I'm gonna remain as it is and click on OK. So once you click on OK, it's currently recording as of now. So whatever we do here, it's gonna be recorded. That is the power, or basically that's the essential meaning of macro. It just records whatever you do and repeat it once you enable it. So let's try inserting some more here. I'm going to insert right that. I'm going to name this sales just for discussion purposes. Put it right there. And with this one, I'm going to merge and center. I'm going to put this one in bold. Sorry about that. I think I missave it. So click on bold right there. And then click on this one. So everything I'm doing here right now is based on my preference. You can choose whatever you want to record your macro. So I'm just showing you how it works here. I'm gonna change this color because I want it to be a little more blue, like there. And this one, I want it with a little bit more yellow. Perfect. This one right here, let's put red just for discussion purposes. And then we have it. We have a color now. And then once you're done with your macro, of course, you can go back to developer, click on stop recording. Now we already have a macro inside this worksheet, right? Let's try it out on the next one. So for this new shit right there, I'm gonna go on developer, click on macros, and there we have it. We have the one we did earlier, the format. So click on run, and one click of a button, whatever we did earlier has been applied here. Pretty awesome, right? So I'm just gonna go back. Let me just repeat this one. So that's going to be control left click. So I have another sample. I don't need this one. I think I'm going to go with the blank one. Perfect. As I want to show you a very important part here. So again, let's record your macro. Let's call this one format number 2. Click on OK. I think you have an error there. Perfect, right there. So they don't allow spaces. So next topic, I want to show you something very important. Let me just look for a blank worksheet here. The data hasn't been touched yet. this one right here. I'm just gonna copy it as much as I can. So I'm still gonna have that fresh data. So I'm gonna work with this one. So how do you highlight your datasheet here? By default, we just highlight it with the left mouse click, right? And then click on the bold option right there. And that's basically the most basic one on how to highlight stuff. But for this one, when recording a macro, that is not suggested. So for now, let's record the macro here. On the recording right there, I'm gonna name this one format 3. Click on OK, and right now I'm currently recording. So for this one, I'm gonna make sure everything is here, likewise, and click on Control B or go for bold. And then on this method, I'm just gonna type in Control, Shift, and the lower arrow key, and then click on bold. So I basically made them on bold, but different approaches, because there will be different result here before. Because right now I have an updated Excel, so I have an AI that fixes everything on the background. But before, guys, if you hover your mouse via mouse, or rather, if you highlight your data via your mouse, there would be a problem once you updated your macro. Let me show you something here. I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna go to a fresh data sheet. I'm gonna go to macros one more time and look for the latest one. Click on run. So you notice everything is bolded on the two sections right there, or two columns. Before, once you highlight the data using your mouse when you're recording macro, usually 2 of the cells or 3 of the cells are not gonna be included. That was the problem before regarding Excel and macro. So right now they have updated it, so I suggest update your Excel to the latest version, or just avail the Microsoft 365 feature. Before we have that one right there, so what I'm gonna do before, or in case you still have the problem, here's what you're gonna do. Click on macro, click on the format, or choose the macro we're gonna edit. Click on edit right there, and you'll open up this thing that they call Visual Basic. So if you notice right here, we have the thing that, or the part where we use the bold accent. So make sure you look for it. Give me a second here. I'm just gonna look for it. So there we have it. Make sure you copy this one and paste it after the selection right there. And with that being said, just delete one. Choose the one cell that is on the top. That's gonna be A1, of course. That's still gonna be different depending on the column or cell. Take note about that one, okay? Anyway, let me just close this part right there. And that is another tip for you. But for now, just get the best feature or the most updated Excel file and you're good to go. Moving on, let's make it more complicated. Let's open an example here. Just gonna copy it. So we have fresh datasheet. So for this video right here, or this part, I'm gonna include an action button route. So I'm just gonna click macro. Let me just go developer. For this one, I'm gonna name this one action button. Perfect. So I won't get lost. And with this one, I'm gonna have some fun here. I'm gonna make this bold. Perfect. Go to home. Go on bolding. And then I'm gonna color this one like so. I'm gonna call this red. I'm gonna color this one yellow. Perfect. I'm just gonna show you how it works here. I'm gonna end by macro as of now, but for now I'm gonna use this method right here, ending the macro likewise. And now, moving on to a fresh datasheet, I can simply go to developer, look for insert, click on that option that says button, and open a button right there. So once you open the button, it will ask what kind of macro are we combining it with. So I'm gonna go with action button, the one I created earlier. Of course, renaming this one. Just for the sake of discussion, I'm gonna name this one action button. Give me a second here. Action button. Perfect. And with that being said, let's click on this one right now. And that is how you add action button and macros all together. It's much more appealing in the eyes, but again, this action button is the same process or same purpose on that record macro right there, or the macros when you click on run. It's basically the same, but you can have some fun here. It's currently on your Excel. That's only the difference. So let's move on, make it a little bit more complicated. I'm gonna have some fun here. For example, I'm gonna record my macro, and for this one, I'm gonna call it chart. Click on OK. And with my chart, I'm basically gonna hover my datasheet here. So with this one right there, I'm gonna click it. And then I'm gonna hover my mouse like so. And with that being said, I'm gonna insert and look for a chart. This one right here, I think recommended charts. I'm gonna go for this one. I'm gonna go with that. And that being said, I have a chart now. I'm not gonna dwell on the colors or how it looks like. I'm just gonna show you how to enable this macro. And that being said, I think I'm good with this. How about we add some more stuff going on here? Edit this color. Edit that one. Make it a little bit more green. And end our macro. Now, since we have a new macro, go to new fresh sheet. And then developer. Insert button. We're just combining everything we have here. Go for chart. I'm gonna name this one. Let me just delete everything. Chart. And with one click of a button, I have my chart right there. I have edited my datasheet over here. And basically that is how macro works. Now once we're done here, you might ask, how do we save this? How can I open this option on my other computer? Is the macro gonna be applied also on another computer? A very good question. With that, click on File, click on Save As. Do not click on Save, okay? Click on Save As. Make sure you click on this one and look for the one that says Macro Enable. There we have it. You can rename it anything you want. For example, Sample Folder, or rather Sample Macro, and click on Save. And that being said, this Excel file right now is macro enabled. You can use it anywhere, as long as it supports Excel file with the latest version of macros. Again, that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe. Catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.